almost time for the first pitch, isn't it?
Yes.
And better hurry up.
Why didn't you bring Donnie first?
Hey, you might want to just put him during the 7th inning stretch or something.
Like a few weeks into spring practice and some new personnel for you, how do you feel like it's gone thus far?
I keep talking to our guys about, don't worry about the plays or the scheme, blah, blah, blah. We got to worry about developing each other's players and making sure that you're protecting our culture. And our culture defensively is the same thing Coach Houston always talks about, but defensively is, hey, play fast. Make sure we're running the ball, playing with high effort-based defense. It's play physical. Make sure we're knocking guys back up front. Make sure we're knocking ball carriers back. Make sure we're topping off on ball carriers and knocking those guys around and creating turnovers. And that's the things that we're focused on right now. Whether it's a new guy, old guy, whatever it may be. And we're going to have some new faces. I mean, I think we right now you'd be 5 new starters on defense at least to replace. And we got some guys out there for the first time or first meaningful reps with the ones that are having to take their game to the next level. And then you've got some guys that have been twos, that have been around for a few years, that are finally getting their shot, and they're taking advantage of it. So it's kind of all coming together. I think practice 8 today, and we've came a long ways since day one, but we still got a long ways to go, especially before September. And the good thing is we got guys out there pushing and competing every day, and it's a fun bunch to be around. And I think their ceiling is so high that you're going to see these guys get better and better and better every day. And that's fun to be around and fun to watch. And they're hungry to do that, and they care about how good can we be, pushing to the next level, those type of things.
You have somewhat of a veteran line. How do you keep them motivated and on their feet?
Yeah, up front, where a year ago we could have installed everything on day one, and right now we're having to slow some things down. I think up front is not the case, so I got to give them, enough things up front that we can do, defensively. But at the same time, hey, let's take our game to the next level up front as far as just being better players. And if I'm a D tackle, if I'm a DN, if I'm a rush outside backer, how much better can I be? How much better can I be every day? Because if I'll do that, it'll make our defense better, our program better, our team better. So that's what they're focused on, and they're doing a really good job. It's a fun group up front, and you got some really good guys that are leaders of our football team and of our defense, doing a good job of pushing not just themselves and each other, but our whole defensive unit.
We talked before the spring about the improved length, kind of some of the new additions. How have you seen that impact practice thus far?
Yeah, I think we're longer. I think we're faster, more athletic. We're not as experienced, obviously, but I think that there's some areas there that you would say we're longer, and I think that could play a huge factor. Rushing the passer, and then now you got hands up in the passing lane. I think about Sam Danka coming off the edge there, or dropping back in the coverage, and now we're just longer in passing lanes and shrinking passing lanes and windows back there for the quarterback. So, and I think too, when you're just talking about tackling, you're coming up now. You got more margin for error when you're a little longer, but at the same time, we got to still go make sure those guys with length and those guys who are athletic are playing the game the right way and fitting our culture and doing the things and make sure they're making that move every day to make our football team better.
3 UNC transfers, they got a lot of headlines because they're how they're in high school. How have those guys acclimated to the program this far?
I think ever since I've been here, every time we have a new guy in the program, whether he's a freshman, he's a transfer from another university, another institution, they don't come in and try to just be me guys. And I think they come in and try to fit in our locker room. And I think the young men that are here this spring are doing the same thing, whether it be the guys from up the road or wherever they may be from. And they're doing a really good job of just, hey, how can I, improve myself, but how can I help the team be better? And, focused on that and focused on competing. And that's what I told the guys after practice today. I said, hey, every day that you come to practice, and Coach Houston may have just hit on this, but every day you come to practice, you got to go compete. You got to go compete, because if you don't, somebody's going to pass you up. And if you're the guy trying to catch somebody and you don't go compete, there's just a bigger and larger gap there for you to kind of close. That's I think in all our professions, competition makes us better. And it doesn't matter if you're a banker. My mom ran a gas station for a long time, and when she was competing against the gas station up the road, it made her make sure that her gas station was buttoned up and tight and had better sales and cleaner and better bathrooms and better gas prices than the gas station up the road, because she wanted to make sure she competed and won a day and made more money. Well, it's no different than our players, so it's the same thing.
Your room in particular, the linebackers, kind of walk us through maybe what that room looks like right now, where the competition stands at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the guys who got back in the room is Taylor Jackson and Mike Edwards, two guys that, played some backer in the bowl game. Taylor Jackson started that game. I think that's his only start of his career, to my best of my recall there. But he's a fourth-year player. Mike Edwards played 500-something snaps 2 years ago at Georgia Southern. Played some outside backer, inside backer for us last year. Not as many snaps there, but both of those guys, Mike will be a third-year player. Both are older guys doing a really good job of they understand the defense too. They understand the culture and their teammates and how to run the show and do those type of things. So really excited about those two, and they're kind of the veterans in the room, so to speak. Other guys that were around last fall. So Kai Barker had an injury last spring, missed the fall, and you're kind of seeing him on the grass for the first time. And I think Zakai's getting better and better every day. I was a little worried about him the first couple of practices, but I forgot he ain't played football in like 16 months. The last time he played football was at Norcross High School in a high school game, and now all of a sudden he's finally getting that opportunity to go out there and show why we recruited him, why we signed him, and doing a really good job. So excited about him. And then B.J. Davis and Taquan King both transferred in, and they're learning the system. And I told them today, I said, hey, if you make mistakes with the scheme, I'm okay. We'll get that fixed. We'll get the X and O piece fixed. But make sure you're playing your tail off and protecting the culture. Playing as fast as you can play, no lows, all-out effort, run the show, play with physicality, those type of things. So that's what we're talking to those guys about. And they're showing flashes of they have the ability to do that. It's just it'll take them a few more practices than it will the older guys. And then out at our outside backer, the Sam to the field, Kingston McKinstry's been around for a couple years, in and out of injury, but, staying healthy this spring. And the first time you're seeing, like, hey, he can be out there for us and helping us in one of our better 11. And then Ra Dilworth I think, can be pretty special out there if he'll keep coming along. And he's shown some flashes of, we've had some really good blitzers in the past. And obviously we like to bring a little pressure every now and then. And I think he could be special at that. Easy enough.